after over 30 years, one of the most popular cheesecakes remains, the original. It's the one that started it all. It's creamy, it's decadent, it has a graham cracker crust. And you know, even though the recipe is top secret and sealed, our food team came up with one that's just as good, if not better. Now, the first thing you have to remember when you're making a cheesecake is to bring all of your ingredients to room temperature. It's really important, so go ahead and take out the cream cheese now, your eggs, your butter, and your sour cream. Now, some would argue and say that the filling is really what makes a great cheesecake. I would disagree. It's all about the crust. Now, the original has the graham cracker, so we're definitely gonna add that in here, but also we added a couple other things. Almonds to give it crunch, and vanilla wafers to give it a little extra sweetness. So I'm just gonna put these almonds into our little grinder over here. We really want it to be nice and fine. Pulse it for a second. There we go, look at that, super fine. And then I'm just using a food processor. I have some graham crackers in here. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing with our vanilla wafers. There we go. Now if you don't have a food processor, another trick is just put it all in a Ziploc bag and roll it with a rolling pin or a mallet or a hammer. And then you're just gonna pour your melted butter right on top and mix it in. Now, the pan that you need to make a cheesecake is a spring form pan. These are really affordable. You can get them for $15 really anywhere, even grocery stores. But the spring form is great because when you're done baking the cheesecake, you pop that little guy and then the cheesecake comes out perfectly. It also helps it stay together because cheesecake is mostly filling. So get one of these, and then you're just gonna pour all of your crust into the pan. And then this is the fun part. Just gonna use your hands, press it down, and once you have that bottom covered, you're gonna get all this extra and bring it all the way to the top, about an inch, inch and a half if you can. Now, if you like crust, feel free to make more and kind of double up here and keep going all the way around. Awesome, this looks fantastic. Good looking crust. Now you're gonna preheat your oven to 325 degrees and we're gonna start on the filling. So using a hand mixer or a stand-up mixer, I'm just gonna beat our cream cheese. Now we're just gonna add our sugar. One thing to keep in mind is, unlike traditional cakes, try not to overbeat it. We don't wanna get a lot of air in there because we wanna have this nice smooth cheesecake. So now I'm just going to add our eggs, one at a time, and continue beating. Great. After your eggs are all combined, you're gonna add your flour, lemon juice. Oh, I love a New York cheesecake because it has that nice tart from the lemon, makes it so fresh and delicious. And then a couple teaspoons of vanilla extract. So then we're gonna add the sour cream, which is gonna give a nice balance, kind of that tart flavor against the rich, decadent cream cheese. There we go. As soon as it's completely combined, you're all set. And then just tap the bowl against the counter to kind of get out some of those little air bubbles. Okay, now we're just gonna pour this into our prepared crust, nice and slow. Oh, look how velvety rich that looks. Yum. And then just give it a little shakeroo. Now we're ready to bake it. Now listen up, this is really important. We're gonna put it into the oven for an hour and a half. Everyone always asks, okay, how do you get a perfectly smooth cheesecake without all the cracks? It's easy. You just have to make sure you start with room temperature ingredients, turn off the heat, and let it cool completely before you put it in the fridge. After your cheesecake has firmed up in the refrigerator for about 12 hours, you're ready to enjoy it. Now, when you go to the Cheesecake Factory, you can get the cheesecake served plain or with rich whipped cream or with a couple different toppings. I'm gonna show you my favorite. It's a blueberry compote and it's really easy to make. So I'm just gonna put some blueberries into a little sauce pot over a medium-high heat. And all we're gonna do is really let the natural juices from the blueberries act as the sauce. Add a little bit of lemon juice, sugar, and then the zest of the lemon. This is really gonna enhance the flavors of the blueberry and play up the lemon in the cheesecake. And then just give it a good stir. This is gonna take 5 to 10 minutes. You want all those blueberries to kind of break down until it's a nice compote. And then halfway through, we'll add a little cornstarch to thicken it up. Oh, this looks beautiful. Our sauce is ready, it's thickened up, and you can see some of those blueberries have kind of just broke down. Okay, I'm dying to try a piece. What's great about cheesecake is it's so rich that you really only need a little wedge. Oh my gosh, look how creamy it looks. All right, now I'm just gonna put a little bit of the blueberry compote right on top. Oh, okay. Sorry, don't be jealous. Oh my gosh. The cheesecake is so rich, but also that graham cracker crust. You know, you can taste the almond and the vanilla and the warm blueberry compote. So good. It tastes just like Cheesecake Factory. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brandy, and we'll see you next time we get the dish on Pop Sugar.